Hello, welcome to Critical Health News' regular broadcast. My name is John T. McCollier. Today we are joined by Ben Fuchs, the pharmacist who advocates for the body's natural ability to heal. Hey Ben,
All right.
How's it going? Great to see you again.
Hey John T. Nice to see you again as well.
So you were just talking about some research that you were...
Yes, post-exercise protein helps young athletes too, study shows. The University of Toronto study has found that children taking part in physical activity should ingest at least 5 grams of protein after exercise to promote healthy growth. I think this is important for a couple of reasons. Number one, we often hear that you don't have to worry about kids and supplementing and making sure they're getting enough nutrition. I'm not sure I agree with that, especially post-exercise. And that leads to my second point, which is after you work out is the most important time to do your nutrition. After you work out, your body will suck up nutrients like a dry sponge sucks up water. It's one of the neat things about the body is the more deficient it is, the more likely it is to absorb whatever it's deficient in. So if you're deficient in micronutrients and you ingest B vitamins and vitamin C and electrolytes, your body will suck those up quickly. If you're deficient in protein, likewise. Essential fats, likewise. After we work out, our body has burnt through micronutrients, and our tissues are breaking down, so it is more dependent on macronutrients, particularly protein and fats, in order to rebuild itself. So it's in a more ready to absorb state than it would be otherwise. So after you work out, come home and do your Beyond Tangy Tangerine. After you work out, come home and do your protein supplements. Whey protein, of course, is the best protein for bodybuilders. Soy protein is okay. Soy protein, by the way, has some bodybuilding substances in it as well, but you got to be really careful with soy protein or with soy products in general. I'm going for the whey, organic, grass-fed. If you have problems with whey, and some people do, there is some lactose in whey, you want to go for hemp seed protein, or now they have pea proteins and Brazil nut proteins and rice proteins, although they're not as anabolic, they're not as building as whey protein. Egg protein, of course, is wonderful. Crack open a couple eggs or drop them in your smoothie. Or just eat eggs when you come home from the gym. That's another great thing that you can do if you want to take advantage of building proteins. Fish is always good, shellfish in particular, shrimp, also squid is great. The neat thing about squid and shrimp and shellfish in general is they're got lots of protein value to them. They also have cholesterol in them, which is really helpful for building. Another important point about using bodybuilding nutrition or taking advantage of bodybuilding nutrition is cholesterol is a building substance. So if you're on a statin drug or your doctors told you you're supposed to lower your cholesterol and you're doing things to lower your cholesterol, not eating as much cholesterol, etc., you're not going to be able to build muscle as effectively. You're not going to be able to make cells as effectively. You're not going to be able to repair as effectively, and you'll be impairing brain health, and you'll also be depressing or shortening longevity. Cholesterol is a building substance, a longevity substance, and it's especially important for bodybuilders and weightlifters. So if you want to enjoy shrimp or you want to enjoy eggs or other high cholesterol foods, do them when you come home from the gym.
I've been feeding my daughters in the morning a can of mackerel, which comes from some area, my wife and I looked it up, comes from some area of the ocean where there's low concentrations of mercury, and this particular mackerel is very high in the omega fatty acids.
Very nice. And
sprinkle a little salt on it, and the kids just can't stop eting it.
They love it? That's awesome. You put salt on there.
A little bit of salt, yeah.
That is awesome. Is it fresh or smoked, or how's it prepared?
I think it's canned, so it's canned in oil.
Got it. That's awesome. Yeah, we used to, when I was bodybuilding and working out with weights a lot, cans of tuna fish were our ideal snack. We would do 3 or 4 cans of tuna fish every day. Now, of course, these days you got to worry about the toxicity in the ocean and mercury, etc. But aside from that, and there's also the whole ethical thing about over farming, overfishing. It's a big problem with tuna these days. Aside from that, just from a nutritional standpoint, man, it's hard to beat a can of tuna for nutritional value. Wonderful, wonderful protein. Awesome protein. And of course, very tasty as well.
Well, it sounds like next time I get some exercise, I'm going to bring a Tangy Tangerine with me and have it right afterwards.
Right after, yes, that's the time that you want to do your nutrition. Don't do it. It's not as important before, although you don't want to be, you want to have a little bit of nutrition in your system, but you don't want to necessarily eat breakfast, for example, before you go out and work out, or you don't want to have lunch before you go work out. It's good to have an empty stomach when you're doing your workout, and then when you're done with your workout, get into your smoothie or your protein foods and your Beyond Tangy Tangerine and your micronutrition.
Sounds great, Ben. Thanks again for making it. I really appreciate your time.
Good to talk to you, Jonty.
Thank you all for joining us. This has been a Critical Health News broadcast. Please take a moment to subscribe to our YouTube channel, follow us on Facebook, visit criticalhealthnews.com for more alternative, empowering articles and videos, and sign up for our newsletter.